Currently, we're working hard on the latest game in the Metroid Prime series, Metroid Prime 4.
Cool.
Which we previously announced.
Keep at it.
But today, we'd like to introduce another new entry in the Metroid franchise. Please take a look.
Oh boy, please be something that's exciting. What is this? Metroid 5? Watch, it's gonna be Team Ninja. Watch it be Team Ninja for frickin' Metroid Other M. What the hell? This feels like a weird trailer. With the music and the sound, it just feels off. Okay, we got 2D. We got being able to pull yourself up onto ledges. This is very like Metroid Zero Mission or Fusion. It looked like you had a backdash. Metroid Dread? Hold the phone. Wasn't this something that was talked about in like the lore of Metroid Prime? Oh, this is the same team that did Metroid 2's remake. They have the counter system. I wasn't crazy about the count. Ooh, they got a slide, so you don't have to go into Morph Ball necessarily for like speeding through like short little crawl spaces. See, but this is a new game though. So they've got the crawling on the walls just like Metroid Fusion. And because this is Metroid 5, this takes place after Fusion. I think it looks really cool. The only thing that gives me pause is the counter system from Metroid 2 Remake. But I also didn't hate Metroid 2 Remake on the 3DS. I thought it was a fun game. I just didn't think it needed that counter mechanic. It kind of like ruins a little bit the aiming and the feel of Metroid a bit, because there's so many situations where that's all you would really need to do. I like that they're trying new things though, because it feels, the environment and the enemies do feel different. Like whatever this threat is, it feels significantly different.
And the Emmy, the robot scene in the video.
And we're still gonna get Metroid Prime 4 maybe like 15 years from now. So, I mean, at least we have that to look forward to if this turns out to be a dud. But I think it looks kind of cool. I gotta see more of it. Yeah, Metroid Dread, I think, has been kind of like theorized for years. For freaking years. Because there was something about like the Dread program or the Dread project. Let's look this up. Metroid Dread gets resurrected on the Switch. Longtime fans will find that name familiar, as it's actually the name of a cancelled Game Boy Advance game. It was meant to be the sequel to Metroid Fusion, but the November 2006 release date came and went, and the game was thought to be dead. So that's interesting. I kind of guess I forgot that it was going to be a Game Boy Advance game at one point. I didn't remember that. Totally forgot that. I mean, that was many years ago. 2006 was a long time ago, but that was many years ago. Oh, we're talking Metroid. Hang on. Let's back up. Yeah, so as far as official Metroid canon, in like the mainline timeline, this is new. I like that they're keeping the 2D gameplay, and it's going to look really nice on the Nintendo Switch. I'm sure it's going to look great. You're going to be able to see a lot, too, because Samus doesn't look too big on the screen, so you're going to be able to see a whole lot of any given room that you go into. So you're being pursued again, in a way. I wonder how faithful they stayed to the original vision of Metroid Dread when they were initially trying to work on that back on the Game Boy Advance. Like, that game looked good on the 3DS, Metroid 2, Samus Returns, but it's nice to get a game that's brand new on a system that has a little bit better hardware. And then I bet Metroid Prime 4 is gonna look even nicer. Whenever the hell we see that 50 years from now. A research robot owned by the Galactic Federation, Emmy. Oh wow, it's wow. Okay, you are pursued in this freaking game. They kind of kept that from Metroid Zero Mission. The end of Metroid Zero Mission, but also Metroid Fusion with the other Samus chasing after you, turning Metroid into like. I wonder how much of this game is going to be stealth. Is it going to be like the whole damn thing? I'm going to suck at that. I suck at stealth. Ooh. You can cloak. And the bar was going down too, so the cloak doesn't last as long as you want. Like it's something that you'll have to refill or at least recharge. I'm freaking actually really hyped for this. Except for that counter mechanic. Like I hope that it doesn't feel like that's all you have to do to like win any situation is to perfect the counter, because I prefer the shooting gameplay of Metroid, but I feel like they've gotten a lot of experience from Metroid 2 Samus Returns, and I like the slide. The slide is pretty cool, and it seemed like you could do the counter melee attack while you're on the move and continue to go further and forward from that. So it seems like they're trying to perfect just the forward momentum of how you control in this game. Spider magnet allows you to latch onto walls, so that's just like Fusion. Oh my god. And this comes out this year? Oh, this comes out this year? Yeah, I do agree with you, Clancy, on the aesthetic of the UI. Like, it is strange, but I think it fits the style that they're going for, especially if you look at the other robots that are chasing you. If you look at Samus's armor, I feel like it fits the aesthetic that they're going for. It may not look 100% Metroid, but not every game in a series has to look exactly the same as long as it captures a similar feeling, if you know what I mean. I'm now like super just hyped about Metroid Dread. I think that's the winner right now for me is Metroid Dread. I would be probably the most excited about Breath of the Wild 2. They didn't show quite enough on that for me to be like super hyped. And we still have until next year to wait. It's probably gonna be like the end of next year. Oh, she's playing it right now. All right, we're seeing like actual freaking gameplay. Did you see how that enemy died? Like it kind of just like phased out of existence, just like it just evaporated.
Sakamoto-san already mentioned.
Got vaporized.
New 2D Metroid game in 19
You see how fast like you transition between one room to the other? Like I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this from like a fast progression standpoint, because Metroid is one of the games that I feel like handles backtracking and room traversal very well generally. So when people say that I don't like backtracking, I point to Metroid. I'm like, I like it in this. Okay, so the counter mechanic is back.
And then
I like the counter as you're moving too. Like that is one thing I do like, because I'm not a big fan of the counter mechanic, but I like that you could do it while you're moving and keep that forward momentum. The map looks pretty good. I hope that you could zoom out with the map. You got to be able to zoom out. The map is going to end up being like enormous.
This is probably the smoothest I've been able to control Samus in a really long time.
Absolutely.
This girl knows what's up. She knows what's up in our Metroid games.
Know too important in this game as ever.
Okay, you can zoom out. Nice.
It really shows you access.
You could place markers. It tells you how many items that you've collected in the area. Some of the older Metroid games on the map, they'll show you like a little icon telling you that there's something in that particular part of a room. But it seems like they want you to try and seek it out a little bit more in this. They just tell you which room it's in. They don't tell you where in the room that you should keep looking. I love that little touch of detail. Like you could just like the animation of like pressing up against the wall if you run into a wall. I don't play Metroid often, but I love Metroid.
Transition to these sort of
I even liked Other M. I'm not talking about the story of Other M. There were aspects of the gameplay that I thought were cool, but it's not a direction for Metroid that I want to see, if you know what I mean. Like, I like some things about it, but if they made more of that and that became the standard, I'd probably be upset.
Anything against them?
You could probably slide underneath the legs. Oh, there we go.
That slide is so cool.
I'm like, I just slide underneath the legs. It's tall enough. You should be able to slide under it. Also, the way that it moves,
About this being
something about it makes me think about a Chozo.
That would
I
be
wonder if the
why.
Emmy are modeled off of
Really not
Chozo.
Oh my!
Okay.
Oh wow! Okay.
They might not
Did a
be,
little reach
but it's
for
just
me
a
there.
feeling I get. with The way that it stands and the way that it
Avenue.
walks at you
Oh.
reminds me of the Chozo
That was
statues
still
from
not well, but
Super
still
Metroid
quite
and such.
frightening.
To
We
me,
got some
but
cool
we're gonna
little
have to find a
cutscenes here and
different way
there,
to
some like
tackle that enemy.
neat little cutscenes from different
You know,
perspectives.
this thing is it's sort of a biomechanical computer, kind of a homage to maybe similar units in previous Metroid games. And from this unit, Samus can power up, get a temporary
Oh my
power
God, I want
for
this
her,
game
arm
already.
cannon and turn it into the Omega
I
Cannon.
want it. I didn't know that they were going to be showing off so much more
In typical
gameplay of
2D
this.
Metroid fashion.
That's
Yeah,
cool,
little
but
additions like that gameplay
how many
without it
situations are you
feeling,
going to need
like
to...
strayed too
Whoa,
far
the
from what
door
we
is
loved
just
about it.
gone.
Just makes it
Door's
seem more
gone.
powerful. Takes a little while to charge up, so
It does.
don't wait too long.
Okay.
Okay.
You did it.
Oh,
I wanted to
damn!
make sure
I guess
had
that
it
makes
on
them
the
seem a
site.
little
I
bit
hope you
less
enjoyed that. That's your one
dangerous
shot at
than
it.
I thought that they would be.
Yeah, so
if you
it's
could just
so
take one out with
powerful
like this
that,
new weapon you
in
get very
order to
early
take
on.
That Emmy down.
Oh, it's
Like
only in
that would be
certain...
easy now.
I
It was
see.
For a moment.
It's limited. Ooh,
Through
look
all
at the
of
lighting in
these,
this room. You could see
technologies, there's
Samus
so
lighting
many
up with
different
some of the
ways to
parts of
play
her
this
suit.
game. Like Teresa is amazing with a missile.
Like the
staff.
statues that you could
Shoots
see in the
regular
background of
arm
that save
cannon,
room.
You can try and
The world
avoid
itself
enemies
does seem like it's a
altogether,
little
try
bit
and hit
lacking
them
in
all.
color, but
Really,
that
it's
might
up
just
to
be
you
specific to
what
this
kind of fans
area.
you want to be.
But I feel
Yeah,
like that's the
and
theme of the
as-
game too. Like,
As
is
Audrey
is
pointed
a
out too
gray and
earlier, that
white.
You could use.
But I guess we'll see how that
fleeing
changes
to do
over the
more,
course
like
of the
line
game.
sight shooting, or moving as well.
Cool. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Give me! I'll throw money at you!
Pixelated door and.
I'll use the crazy arm cannon attack to propel money
This
at
is a
you.
new entryway.
Give it to me.
Yep, these are the enrolling.
I like that
And,
that
once
transition
you're
into the
in
room.
there, you need
Going
to
into a new zone or a new
be on the
room, and
lookout
you're just
for
like
those.
checking it out. Like that's oh God.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
hear in
that
the
slide is so
background, the music
nice.
is so
Why am I so excited
atmospheric.
over a
It
basic
really
movement mechanic that
runs into
it just
those.
it was so nice.
Very. We tried that already, Sam.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Run it, girl.
Shot.
And
Just try again. Maybe it'll work on this one.
Now run.
So luckily, this Emmy can't go through tight spaces.
Okay, so that's just showing you
So I
that there
have an
are
advantage
limitations to the movement of that enemy.
Doesn't seem
Oh.
worried.
Oh, never mind. They just kind of like do whatever they want
Oh,
everywhere else.
okay.
They just can't go through tiny crawl
It's
spaces.
fast.
Oh, you're
I'm a
following
little
me.
surprised that they can't like
Okay, you gotta-
smoothly fit through
you gotta
there,
wait on that.
honestly.
That's my recommendation.
With how
Yeah, when they
smooth
go
that it
into
moves
this,
everywhere else.
Control mode.
I'm
Throwing
glad
from the
that
hands
we
or
got this.
the controller, but
Take as
it's-
much time
yeah,
as you
it's
need on
pretty
Metroid Prime 4. I'm
nerve-wracking
glad that you made
and
progress on a different
terrifying.
Metroid game, especially one that looks
Yeah,
as
teammates
good
that
as this to
seem
me.
like she's calm, cool,
I don't know if I'm
badass. I like
overhyping
to
it. I'm not
pretend
trying to
she's actually
oversell it to
nervous
anybody. This
I
is
am
like
when I play
legit.
it,
I'm
but-
freaking happy right now.
Do you wanna
The wildlife
I don't know
that's
if
in
you
the
guys can
background,
tell
too.
the shimmering thing in there.
Oh,
There's
no, they ran
movement.
away. They're afraid.
Okay.
They be
Doesn't
afraid of you.
bode well.
Yeah, move him out of the way. So
Look
I
at,
can.
I love these types of rooms with like the lighting
room is a
everywhere, and then like you
communication room
activate the
with
room,
Adam,
and then
who
everything just
happens
kind of
to
like
be,
slowly comes on,
Samus's,
and you can see yourself
like,
then. But like you can see
ship's
the lights
PC.
lining the entire room, lining her suit.
Adam, their ship's AI.
Okay, so
and
the Adam AI is
kinda
still
gives
around from
visual
Metroid Fusion.
analysis,
The way
True
forward.
sequel to
Yeah,
Fusion.
it's really cool too how Metroid Dread.
This is
does
real.
this Really sweet.
Mike,
balance of,
I'm so glad you're here
the
so that we can
moments
get
where you're
hyped for
allowed
this
to
together.
have,
I'm
like,
freaking
quiet
out. I've
to,
been
solve the
gushing
puzzles,
over
and
this
then it's
freaking
interspersed
gameplay
with
so
this
much.
really heavy
And everyone's
intense
probably
action.
thinking I'm insane, and then
can
you
see,
come in, and you're like, ah, and I'm like, ah!
Nope.
It's
Samus on
it's continuing after
eyesight
Fusion, my
at
dude.
Turns Red, which is the chase mode.
Oh, her.
Yeah.
And we still have
Yellow
some of
is
these like
deterred-
these chase
deterred annoyance or
sequences.
sense of
Now that's got
vibration
this new
and
thing called an
as soon
Emmy,
as
this
it
robot. There's
investigates
several
that.
of them, and they chase after
yeah.
you. And there's very little that you could do to them.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, they just
So
flat out
the
killed you?
enemy recently,
That didn't
so
seem too
we're
forgiving. Getting
able
caught
to
once
just
and
go
like
back
insta-kill
and
you?
counter that.
I feel like there should be a way to get out of that.
Has two set it
I don't know how I
game to
feel
get
about
back to
that.
where you are, so it's
I'm not a
really
big fan of
wonderful.
insta-kills in almost any
Yeah.
game.
And when the Emmy are in patrol
And adding
mode,
that
which
to
is
Metroid and then
that,
justifying it saying like, oh,
right now,
it's going to be
in
good
pursuit of
difficulty.
me.
It's just like, yeah, but that's probably going to ruin immersion a little
scanning
bit
areas where
if
they
you keep
lack
getting
sense
caught. So I
movement.
guess the whole point is
And
don't get
so
caught.
They'll go and
That's the one thing I
This
feel
is
like
a
that
small,
I'm
really
not
neat touch. The
super
way that
hyped about
Samus
right now
moves
is the
slower in
insta-kill
water.
and the
uh,
audio change too.
mechanic.
I
But
absolutely
I guess
love
they
that
do want to
detail.
make those things seem threatening. Even more threatening than they are. I don't think they needed to do that though. Make them threatening by doing a boatload of damage or freezing you. That's what I think.
Definitely a boon
Oh,
because
oh,
we'll,
you've been spotted. You better get out of there.
to replenish
Ooh, we just got our
upgrade
charge
the
beam.
Charge beam.
Cool.
So very iconic to the Metroid series. So Samus,
Can you activate and
starts off
deactivate the different
without any
things if you really
abilities
wanted
and
to?
Slowly.
And suit upgrades are another classic part
That
of
charge
Metroid
charges
gameplay
pretty
that
quick
is
too.
alive and
Ooh, look
well
at
in
that
this
background. Look at that background. Oh,
game.
that
Like
looks
you can
cool.
see if you keep
The
an eye on the background,
structure
they're
in the
all kind of-
background. Wow, why are they showing
I
so
love
much
that
of this?
too, using the charge beam to make a charge beam.
Oh,
spin
yeah,
back
get your
and
energy
kick some of
tank.
those enemies.
Get it. Do it up.
Really handy. Yeah.
Okay, that melee is pretty satisfying to just take out an enemy in one shot and just keep it moving. That's pretty satisfying.
Yeah, probably.
these and become adept.
You
at
can do
them,
the
you
melee
start
while
to
you're
feel
on
like
a
Samus.
ledge, while you're hanging.
At first, you're like, maybe not quite
Interesting.
there,
Could
but
you
once
do that
get
in
the hang of
Metroid
it,
Samus
you
Returns?
really start to feel like a
I don't
badass
remember
bounty
that.
hunter.
And here's
Missile
another
upgrade.
Emmy
Get it.
But in order to not spoil any more surprises here, we're gonna leave this as a
Ah.
cliffhanger and end our
I
second
want it.
All right.
I
well, that's all we got.
freaking want it. That looked great. That looked great. I can't wait.